presentation, and this is a workshop. This is a skillful workshop, and this presentation will be dealing with how to handle the software, that is ETAP software. So today's class will be level 3. So currently we are dealing a beam which is having different depth. So the theoretical class has already been completed, and let us do the ETAPS analysis, and let us understand the software to have a soft skill regarding the analysis. Yes, this problem you will be having fully supported beam which is having a point load of 60 kilonewton with a span of 8 meter. From the point A to point C, you have the moment of inertia of I, and from C to B, you are having different depth, that is twice of moment of inertia. That is property is changed here. Let us make a new model. Since we have 8 meter span and we need a point load at 4 meter, let us make 3 number of grid lines. Yes, we got our model here, that is 4 meter of equal interval, the total span is 8 meter. So this is our grid, and let us assign a beam. Currently we have assigned a beam, and let us give a material property between this section. So you have two different types of section. Let us divide this frame. Yes, right now I have divided this frame into 4 sections. So first 2 section, which will be the first sectional property, and next 2 section will be the another sectional property. So for I have selected 2 frames here, and let me assign a property. Since we have the property, in the given data, there is no Young's modulus and moment of inertia as given to this section. While solving, we have arrived the answer in terms of E by I. So let us assume a property, that is, let us take the size of beam as 100 mm by 283 mm, and this is breadth and depth, and the moment of inertia will be 0.00189 mm power 4. And let us take this material as a steel. So this beam is being designed as a steel which is having a Young's modulus of 2.12 into 10 power 5, so that we will be getting a EI, that is the constant, that is flexural rigidity, as 40,068 kilonewton meter square. So everything which is converted in terms of kilonewton and meter. Let us give the member property. 283 is the depth and 100 is the width. Yes. Let us assign this property name. And in this, the material name, it is given as Fe345. So let us only concentrate in Young's modulus. That is what we have taken is 2.12 into 10 power 5. So the same material which is being applied here. And only thing I am changing the Young's modulus. Yes, I have arrived the property as Fe345. And let me give the same property to this beam. Okay, so first beam is ready, and let us assign another member. I am giving two beam 283 by 100. The depth will be 283 and it will be 100 here. So the Young's modulus here, so let me give this as Fe3452, and I am just multiplying the Young's modulus into 2. So we are having 2i, so that is EI into 2. So what I am making is, let me take the beam as same, and for calculation purpose I am making the Young's modulus as twice of Young's modulus, that is, instead of 212 it will become 4.24. And I have assigned two material properties here. So one is 480 divided by EI between this section, and 480 divided by 2 EI. So if I multiply 2 into E, I will be getting 424,000 Newton per mm square. So that is what I have applied in the material property, and yes. So currently we have two properties. So let us assign to this beam. So we have currently selected two frames. So for the first two frame we have EI, and this is our property. Let us assign this. The first property is assigned for first two section, and the second two frames are selected. And for this two frame, I am applying the second sectional property. Yes. Right now, this beam is being made with two different properties. So let us assign the support here. So one end will be hinged. And the other end will be roller. Yes, we have applied our material properties. So next let us apply the load, which is a point load. I am selecting this section and I am applying a point load. That is 2 meter. And yes, a load is being applied. Since this section is a distance of 2 meter, and we have divided this frame. So at the second meter, I have placed a load which is 60 kilonewton. And now let us analyze. Yes, now your analysis is ready. And first let us check the reaction. So you can see here a 30 kilonewton load, which is the reaction for the applied force. So we got the same 30 kilonewton here, and now let us check the bending moment and shear force. So this is our bending moment. That is 120 kilonewton meter. We got 120 by EI here, and the same bending moment what we got is 120. And this is our shear force, 30 at right hand side positive and left hand side negative. Now let us check the deflection. Yes, this is our deflected value, and we got minus 12.034 as our deflection at the center. And at 1/4 you are getting minus 9.014 mm. So both are in terms of mm. So here you got 11.9 mm. So if you substitute this EI 480 divided by this value of EI, you will be getting 11.9 mm. So here you are getting 12.0 mm. So the value binds well here. In the next problem, you have the same section and the same property, that is I and 2I. Instead of, so the distance also is same. Instead of the point load, you have additional uniformly distributed load. So let us add this UDL and find the solution. And in the same problem, so let us add a UDL. So we are adding a uniformly distributed load. And just you can apply by using this. Yes, we got 10 kilonewton per meter for the right hand side section, and since we have divided this frame, so we got two values here, so it is not an issue here, and rest of the values are same. And now let us analyze so what we have received, what we have taken in the given data is 40,000 kilonewton meter as our flexural rigidity, that is EI, and for this property, same property which I have taken here for this problem as well as for this problem, I have taken the same property, and the EI is nearly the same. So 40,068 and 40,000 is the given data. So we will be getting a answer which is near, and we have a deflection of minus 16.712 at the center. Yes, we got a value of 16.6 mm. So nearly both the answers are same, even though we had slight flexural rigidity, that is a minor flexural rigidity difference, that is 68 kilonewton meter has been increased. So the deflection is slightly decreased in our problem. And let us check the reaction. We got 40 and 60 as our reaction, and the same thing 40 and 60 we are receiving here. And if you check the bending moment, that is 180 kilonewton meter is the maximum bending moment, and at right hand side you have 100, and at left hand side 1/4 you have 80 kilonewton meter. And you can see this is a splitted bending moment, so this value is a combined bending moment. Yes, and the shear force you can see 60 40 and 40 40 at the left hand side portion. So since for analysis purpose we are splitting this, in real case we don't have to split this, so it will be a combined bending moment what we received here. And not only for a single point displacement, you can see that the displacement wherever you need you can get the displacement, which is the advantage of softwares. By single click you can find the deflection at whatever might be your distance. So if it is 1 meter distance and it might be 6 meter distance from the point A, you can find the deflection, and this is 10.77 and this is 12.35. Yes. So if you want to find the deflection for rest of the area, you have to find the centroid with respect to that area in the theoretical analysis. You need to have another process in order to find the solution. So this is a simple way in order to find that. And also for the next problem, you have the same span, that is 4 meter. So the grid spacing are same, and only thing is the UDL, which is having a uniformly varying load, which is having a 50 kilonewton per meter of highest intensity at its height. So the size, so they have given a Young's modulus and moment of inertia. In this given data, they have given 12,000 kilonewton meter, and for this EI value, we have to reduce our section value of 12,020. So according to this input, you can get the Young's modulus near to the theoretical value. So you can find the solution. So in the same problem, we can apply that, and since the grid size and the dimensions are same, so you can use this value. So let us delete this beam and let us apply a fresh beam here. Yes, we have applied a fresh beam here, and let us assign a sectional property here, and so here in moment of inertia, we will be taking 150 as breadth, 166 as depth. So 166, and this will be 150. So now our material property is being given here. And let us apply this property to the selected section. Yes, now we have applied this property. Supports are assigned. Now at the first section, we will be taking, so this is 4 meter, up to 4 meter you have 50 kilonewton meter of height. So for 2 meter you will be having 25 kilonewton per meter as your height. So this frame is selected, and if you are assigning distributed load, zero, yes, from 0 to 2 meter distance it will be having 25, and from for the next section at 0 meter you will be having 25, and at 2 meter you will be having 50. This is your load. So you will be having 0 to 50, as this is the triangular load, and we have applied here. Let us press OK. If you analyze this, we have applied the member property, support condition and load. So let us analyze. Yes, our analysis is over. First, let us check the reactions. So you got 16.67 and 83.33. 16.67 and 83.33 as our reaction, and we have to get 40 mm of displacement. Let us check that. So before going to that, let us check the bending moment. So we have a bending moment value of maximum of 83.33 and 84. So at this point you have 84 kilonewton meter as your bending moment. So you can see the shape, the exact shape of bending moment. So here we have splitted into bending moment for this reaction RA and bending moment for the UDL. So here you have to combine this. If you combine, you will be getting the bending moment as this. And we can see the shear force here, and this is a curve which is being arrived for the uniformly varying load, and you can see the point of contraflexure, and you can find the distance of the point of contraflexure, and you can divide this frame and find it easily. That is not an issue. And the rest of the area you have minus 16.6 as the shear force, and at this point you will be having the maximum bending moment. So you can find that. The deflection here, yes, our deflection here we got as 39.63, so it is nearly 40 here. And what the answer which we have arrived. Yes, I hope that you enjoy this session. See you again. Happy learning. See you again.